What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you get daily updates every single day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and during the week we take a look at Dow Jones. We will be taking a look at that at the end of the video. I'm going to show you both the bearish and the bullish case scenario. I am leaning more bearish still. Nothing has changed. I've been bearish for quite some time, and like I said, nothing's really changed. Let's get into the video and see what's going on. All right, guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, or investment advice. There's a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it, and always remember this is my opinion, not yours. All right, let's take a look at the news headlines, get a feel for the sentiment. Bitcoin volatility at 3-month low as market awaits big price movement. Bitcoin price chart nears bullish cross that the last time wasn't very bullish. Bitcoin price, 5 things will impact your crypto market. Really nothing. A little bit of bullish, I guess. Do or die for Bitcoin, make it or break for Bitcoin. So kind of bullish, bearish news in the middle. Fear and greed index, we are still at 15. 1 point down from yesterday. And guys, I want to apologize for not making a video the last few days. I will be making daily updates every single day again, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, and leave your comments down below. With everything going on in life in general, as you guys, most of you know, I'm married. I work full-time. I run a company during the day. Everything's gotten to be a little too much, and I'm backing away from some of the stuff. Like there is a membership that some people have joined. I'm not able to give the time that I would like to give in there, so I am going to cancel that, but you will get refunded for your month this month. I'm going to keep the membership for the, I think it's like $3 or something on there, just for those that want to help support the channel. Obviously that's all on you, and I don't expect it of anybody, but grateful to those who that do. And yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Again, I apologize not having videos out the last few days. I had to reprioritize some things, I guess you could say. But yeah, let's look at the monthly. So looking at the monthly, we have this downward channel that we had been watching for quite a while. We did get rejected at the top, which is also the 21 EMA around the 7270 area on the monthly. So we are still within this channel. If we can close above this, outside of that, I'd say above 7,300 on the monthly we would probably be in good shape. Not that I think that's going to happen, but another way to help support the channel, my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. She makes a lot of these t-shirts. This is the newest one she made me. But for the long sleeve tees, if you guys are interested in long sleeve tees, hoodies, or keychains, or anything you don't see here, hit her up in the contact. She'll help you out. She also does the big glass pictures, like you see on TV. She could put your family pictures on them, you know, crypto, whatever you want. Any crypto, anything on any of this stuff. That is a great way to help support the channel, and it is much appreciated, guys. A lot of you guys have been ordering stuff from there, and I have never gotten any bad feedback, so thanks a lot, guys. All right, let's take a look at the weekly. As you guys know that have been watching the channel, this bottom trend line that started back here in 2016, there is a possibility to come back to test this trend line around the between 25 and 2600. If we were to go down there, obviously we would take a closer look. I do have another lower target, that 1067 area, and that would be just looking at this, or no, that's not it. I'm sorry. That would be looking at this as a bear flag that we're in now, and that would get us around that 1067 range. Definitely possible. Not saying it's going to happen, guys. Always remember this is my opinion, not yours. So anyways, back on to, let's go over to the weekly, or the daily. Jumping into the daily, as you can see right now, we are getting squeezed between the 55 EMA and the 8 EMA. The 8 EMA being at about 7,040, and the 55 EMA is right around the 72.10. A close above or below one of these is going to give us our clue, daily close. If we are able to pop out, we could just close like this today. But I do want to give you guys my targets. Looking at this as just a rising wedge, if we looked at it as a bear flag, looking at this as a flagpole, which I don't think that's likely anymore, but I'm still going to look at it. That would get us down to about the 2,800 range. Again, guys, there is really no trade in here, unless you're day trading, until we either break the top of this wedge or the bottom of this wedge here. I did move that. If you guys remember, I was looking at this as the wedge, but reason being, so you guys understand why I did move it, is because of the volume here. As you can see, the volume's still declining, meaning we are still in some sort of formation, and I believe it to be this. There's another way we'll look at it too here in a second, but first off, let's take a look at just measuring the measured move of the breakdown of the, well, if we were to break down today, let's look at it. If we were to break down tomorrow, it's going to be right around it'll be right around double bottom range, around the $3,900 range. And guys, when I do these measured moves, say it broke this line tomorrow, like I have it marked for, that doesn't mean tomorrow we break it and get down here. That just means that's the target. If it was to break tomorrow, you know, it could be way back over here before we get back down here. You know, there's going to be lots of motion. It's not just going to be one straight candle down. Could be, but I doubt it would be. Anyways, so as you guys can see, we came down. We had this target of 64, and I had said we would get a good bounce there. And then if it wasn't able to hold, my next target's 54. I'm still sticking to that. Although there are some lower targets, like I just showed you, the 3901. But as you've seen in the thumbnail, I also have a $5,000 target and then a $9,000 target. And if you look here, whoops, I moved to the wrong line. Sorry, guys. Let me put that back. So if we look at this as a channel, let me get this line out of here so it's not confusing. If we look at this as a channel here, we go up to, let's say we broke out today or tomorrow, it actually would get us right around the 92.50 range. If we broke down, if you guys are interested in trading, I think this would be a good trade, breaking either one of these trends here, trend lines. But if you are interested in trading, I will leave a Prime XBT link above. That's what I've been using most lately. I also have Bybit and Dudex down below. I have links down below. You guys can check them out. They all have bonuses for signing up using my links. So if you are interested in trading, definitely check those out. Prime XBT I like because you can use it for, you can trade Dow Jones, pretty much everything. Forex, oil, gold, silver. You can do that all on Prime XBT. Check it out. There's a link down below. And like I said, I do have the tutorial, just a quick tutorial how to use it. So anyways, so a breakdown, depending on where we were to break down, but let's say we break down yesterday out of the bottom of this, would be around the $5,000 target range, 5,000, 5,100, somewhere in there. But again, if we break this 64, I'm definitely looking for the 54. If that doesn't hold, then we're going to be looking at these lower targets. But I've had my eyes on 5,400 for quite some time. You guys know that do watch my channel. Let's take a look at same thing in the 4 hour that we just looked at. Nothing really different than on the daily, looking at it the bigger time frame. I guess we could take a look at the RSI on the daily. And we've been looking at this way back over here. We drew this inverse head and shoulders, saying that was a possibility. And as you can see, it is starting to look like it. Do we get a jump up and retest the top of this? Looks like a rising broadening wedge forming here. Before coming back down and breaking the wedge, that is definitely a possibility. That would be a big run up. Where would that get us? Most likely up to around this 200 EMA, which is around the 7,900 range, somewhere in that area, 77 to 79. That could be, whoops, like I said, that could get us up to retest the top of this wedge again before coming down. But we'll see what happens there. Let's look at the 4 hour, see what the 4 hour is telling us in the RSI. As you can see, I have this long channel across top and the bottom. We had this rising channel we blew out of. And as you can see, there was another rising channel we broke down from, another rising channel break down from. But it does look like we are forming a symmetrical triangle here. That's why I do believe we come back down for one more test at the bottom of this, which could be just retesting this line here around 68.50, right in that area. And if that's to break, then our next support would be around that 64, and we know what happens after that. If that 64 breaks, guys, I am looking for 54. If that breaks, then we're looking at the 5,000. Same thing up here. If we were to break up, if we did have a big move up, could go as high as, if we break this top of this channel, which right now would be around the 7,900. If we break that, we could be looking as high as 92.50 area. So yeah, like I said, it's pretty much dead space here. I'm still bearish, guys. I still believe we're going to come down. We're at least test this 6,400 again. I don't think it's going to hold. I'm definitely still looking for 5,400. I could definitely be wrong. Do your own due diligence. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Looking at Litecoin on the 4 hour, same thing. Looks like a rising wedge. We are bearish looking on the 4 hour. We're under all the EMAs. They are all turning bearish. Coming back down to, straighten this out a little bit. I don't know how my bottom got moved, but all right, the bottom of this wedge right now is going to be around the 39. If we were to come down within the next 4 to 8 hours, right around the $39 range. Let's take a look at the measured move. If we were to break that, we obviously will still have support again at the 39, which is the 0.236 fib. But if that is to break, then my target is right around the $22, $22 to 23, depending on if it breaks, if and when it breaks this bottom wedge line. Like I said, today a break of, let's just say a break of 39, my target would be around the 22 area. Let's take a look at, if we looked at this as a flagpole. And again, I don't so much look at it this way anymore, but I still want to take that measured move. Could be as low as $15, $16. I don't see it. I'm thinking more around the $23 range. Now, if we were to break up from here, we obviously have resistance here at our 0.382 fib at 47.84. If that was to break, if we're able to break this again and attempt to break around the $51 range, the next target would be 54, and then the golden pocket zone would be around the $62 to $63 range, and the 0.786 as high as 71.75. But the measured move of the break up out of this wedge, depending on where and when we broke it, it's going to be around the $70 range. I don't see that happening, but again, guys, keep an eye on it. I do think we're more likely going to break down, breaking bearish here. Depending on when, we'll change the target, but I'm going to move it up a little bit. Between probably $20 and $23, all depending on where, if and where it broke up here. Let's look at the RSI. So looking at the RSI, you can see we had a rising wedge, broke down out of it. Now we're in a rising channel. If we break down out of that, that would be most likely coming to retest the bottom of this around the $40 range. And if that breaks, then we'll be looking for these lower lows, in my opinion. Look at Ethereum on the 4 hour, same thing. Ethereum looks like it's in a rising wedge. Let's just take the quick, easy measured moves out of that. And first measured move would be right around the $100 range if we were to break out of the bottom of this. And the bottom as of right now is around the 160, at 159, 160 range, depending on where it would hit. Let's look at the RS or the EMAs. And the EMAs are starting to turn bearish again. They are all turning over here. The 21 EMA is right around the 177.77. If we break that and close a 4 hour below it, next point of support would be 170 at the 55 EMA. Then the 200 EMA at 162. If that breaks, we'd be retesting this trend line. And yeah, if that breaks, the next line of support would be around 137 to 138 range. And then if that doesn't hold, the 100. And if we look up here, if we were to break up, that would be around the $250 to $255 range. But we do have to look at the golden pocket here at 217. Most definitely would get some rejection there, at least a bounce down. But that's only if we break this top trend line here, guys. I'm still bearish. I'm still looking for a breakdown here. Yeah, pretty much that's it. If we look at this rising wedge that we broke out of, came into a rising channel, and we have broken out of the rising channel now. So Ethereum does look like it's headed for the downside, at least in the 4 hour chart. It is looking bearish. Dow Jones. For those of you that watch the channel, we've had our targets here. Some of them have hit. But I do want to take a look at, I still think no matter how much they fake pump this thing, that we still are going to at least come down to the 17.2 area. And if that doesn't hold, you guys know my target then becomes looking at this as a megaphone and the measured move with breakdown, which we have already pierced it, but we'd have to come down and pierce it again. But if this 72 doesn't hold, then I'm looking at the $91 to $92 range. If we look at the RSI on the Dow Jones, and this is the daily chart, looks like we broke out of this falling broadening wedge to the upside. We could come up and retest this. Either retest that or come back down and retest the top of this falling broadening wedge. If we retest the top of the falling broadening wedge, that would be falling out of this wedge. And I'll go into a smaller time frame to take a look at that. But as you can see right now, the 55 EMA is giving us rejection at the around 24,300 point range. And then the 8 EMA here is around the 23,555. So it does look same thing as in everything else. Looks like a rising wedge here. I know a lot of experts are saying they think it's a V bottom, blah, blah, blah. I do not. There is no reason for this thing to be moving up, guys. The economy is shut down, period. It's kind of ridiculous looking at what's happening here. But anyways, enough of that. Let's look at the 4 hour. All right, so looking at the 4 hour, if we looked at this as a rising wedge and we were to break down in the next day or two, the target of that is around 19.9, right in that area. So we're going to go ahead and slap a target in there. This is the target of, falling out of the rising wedge. Put that in there. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. A little bit choppy today. I came home from lunch from work just to get a quick video in for you guys. But keep in mind, we could come up to all the way up to this 200 EMA on the 4 hour, which is around the 25.3 top of this wedge within, this week sometime. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm still looking for downside. I just can't. I can't see why this thing, other than printing fake money, is pushing up so high. And suckers rally to get everybody to get comfortable again, put their money back in so they can just take more of your money. I don't know, guys. Be careful. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Check out my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com, down below, along with all the other affiliate links down there. They all help support the channel, guys, and I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Have a great day. I'm out.